In this video, we will look at top-down analysis. This is where we look at multiple time frames to get a good picture of what the overall market is doing. It is always a good idea to start with the higher time frames, looking at things like trend direction, momentum, support and resistance levels, and trend lines, before moving to the smaller time frames. Doing this will alert us to any potential dangers and help us avoid poor trade setups. Starting on the daily chart, look at the trend direction, the angle and separation of the moving averages, the size of the candles for signs of clear momentum, as well as the MACD for signs of strong or weak momentum. We also want to look at any key levels of support and resistance and trend lines, as we do not want to be trading blindly into these areas when taking trades on a smaller time frame. In this instance, you can see the daily chart is in view. The moving averages are crossed up. We have a nice angle on the 50, the 20 and the 8 EMA. The MACD has lost momentum. It's now starting to gain momentum slightly with a higher bar, 3 higher bars here. If we look at the candle action, we've had a nice big bullish candle pushing up. So the day chart trend is obviously clearly up. The next thing we want to look for is key levels of support and resistance and trend lines. Now, if we take a trend line tool and we draw it from the high across to the next high, we have 1, 2, 3 hits. So price has currently moved into a key level of resistance. We also want to note any levels of potential support and resistance. That's horizontal support and resistance. Now we've got a level across here. Price held as resistance. And you can see we've spiked through and then eventually we closed above. So if price did pull back to this area, I would look for a possible buying opportunity on the smaller time frame. And as we currently have price at a key level of resistance on a daily chart, I may look for a trading opportunity to the short side on the smaller time frame. Once we have finished looking at the daily chart, we can then move to the 4-hour chart. And once again, we'll go through the same list of things that we went through on the daily chart. So we'll first look at the trend direction. You can see the 4-hour trend is up. Nice angle and separation from the moving averages. The MACD momentum is up. The candle action, you can see we had nice momentum pushing to the upside. It's now currently started to slow down a bit, showing signs of rejection from this area of resistance that we marked up from the daily chart. This upper trend line channel as holding as resistance at the moment. We can also look at adding another level of potential support, acted as resistance, and prices closed above that level, so that area may hold as support. So we have 2 potential areas of support, the one being the 4-hour level and this level below being the daily level, as well as this upper trendline channel from the daily chart acting as resistance. So the trend is currently up. However, we are into key resistance from the daily chart with signs of slowing momentum in terms of candle action on the 4-hour chart. So we could look for a possible selling opportunity if it presented itself on a smaller time frame. Once we have finished doing a top down on the 4-hour chart, we can move to the hourly chart. And once again, we'll do the same thing. We'll start with the trend direction. See, the trend direction is up. Nice angle and separation for most of the move up. However, you'll see the moving averages now start to flatten out. The MACD had good signs of momentum pushing to the upside. However, you can see the momentum starting to fade with the MACD bars starting to make lower highs. Looking at the candle action, the momentum was nicely up. It then started to slow down, and you can see the bearish momentum candles coming in. Nice momentum pushing down. Price has currently found an area of support on the hourly chart. You see how it acted as resistance and it's moved into support. A little bullish candle action there. However, the momentum has not continued pushing up. So the momentum at this stage is slowing down, and we're at that key daily area of resistance. So we want to be very cautious about buying into this area. We can now look at a smaller time frame, and a good time frame to look at for intraday trading is a 5 or 15 minute chart. This is a 15-minute chart, and if we have a look at the same things here, you can see the trend direction is down. Price is trading below the 50 SMA as well as the 8 and 20 EMA. However, the angle and separation is not very clear at this moment in time. If we look at the MACD, you can see we are currently down in terms of momentum. Starting to push down, it has slowed down a little bit. So in terms of looking for selling opportunities at this moment in time on a 50-minute chart, although we are at key resistance, we want to be cautious because momentum hasn't quite moved to the downside just yet. Let's now move to a 5-minute chart. And we have this trend line running from the daily chart. That was the resistance area. And once again, we just do a rundown looking at the same thing. So we look at the moving averages. Price is currently below the 50, 8 and 20 EMA. However, you can see the momentum in terms of angle and separation is very poor. And overall price is very, very choppy. The MACD momentum is also not confirming anything for us. So at this stage, although we are trading at a key level of resistance, I would not be looking for selling opportunities just yet. I would also not consider any buying opportunities, as even the smaller time frame like the 5-minute chart has got no momentum to the upside. So in this pair, we understand what the higher time frame is doing, but the smaller time frame is not confirming either the key resistance, looking for selling opportunities, or the strong uptrend that we're seeing on the daily chart, the 4-hour chart, and the hourly chart starting to slow down now until the hourly momentum starts to kick in again and the trend reasserts itself strongly. We would not be looking for any buying opportunities, so we could step away from this pair for now. So to recap, if we have good angle and separation with the trend all pointing in the same direction on different time frames, for example the daily, the 4-hour, the hourly chart, and then looking at the smaller time frames, for example 15-minute chart, and that's lining up in terms of direction with the higher time frames, the probability increases our chance of a profitable trade.